Years ago, Martin and Neil wrote a song called Tear Down the Walls. Here's how it goes. Tear down the walls. Can you hear the people singing out? Tear down the walls. Hear the voice of freedom ringing out. Give everyone a place under the sun. Tear down the walls. Tear down the walls. Next speaker is a familiar face to some of you, the professor at Evergreen State College, Larry Mosqueda. He is not only involved at and with the Evergreen State College, he is with the Olympia Movement for Justice and Peace, and CISPIS, the El Salvadorian Solidarity Movement. His expertise is political economy, political science, U.S. history, U.S. foreign policy, and here he is for you today, Larry.
Okay, thank you. There's been a lot of misinformation in mass media about this movement. I just want to make a few comments. Don't let anybody tell you that these types of protests, or more importantly, resistance movements, are not effective. They are very effective. And the top 1% are very frightened that the messages of the top 99% are getting out.
We are the 99%!
And don't let anybody tell you there's no clear messages or demands that are being articulated about the Occupy Wall Street or Occupy America movement. Just a few of the articulated demands are to use the resources of society to provide jobs that need to be done for the infrastructure of this country, to provide education, to provide health care, to provide housing, and many other needs and rights of the 99%. Don't let anyone tell you there's no money to do these things or other things to help people. There are, of course, the corrupt practices of Wall Street bankers, and I would suggest that anybody see the movie Inside Job to get some real significant background on these issues. There's plenty of money that has been confiscated from the working class, not just the middle class. Middle class people are just, at least in the past, better paid working class people. We need to start talking about the working class and not just the illusion that we're all middle class.
That's right!
Much of the money, and especially the national debt, has been wasted on the current illegal wars. There's a direct connection between the cost of the illegal wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and the current crisis. So far, the wars have cost $1.3 trillion, and the projected costs are over $3 to $4 trillion. That's with a T. According to the National Priorities Project, the cost to Washington State alone has been $29 billion, which is enough to pay for a 4-year college education for the incoming class, freshman class, at University of Washington for 228 years. Wow. 228 years. There's plenty of money. And don't let anyone tell you there's not enough money to solve the basic physical problems and economic problems of the United States and the planet, such as education, healthcare, jobs, food, and so on. And just a few comments on the top 1%, who are the ruling class and the bosses of most politicians. The top 1% have close to 50% of the financial wealth of the country. The bottom 80% have only 7% of the financial wealth of the country. And the bottom 50%, most of the people, have negative net worth. They have nothing, and they owe a lot more than actually they own. And it's worse than that. At least 1% is approximately 3 million people. However, there are 413 billionaires in the United States. These 413 individual people own $1.5 trillion, or more than 10% of the gross domestic product of the United States. So 413 people own and control over 10% of the United States. And finally, I want to leave you with a few words about some great African Americans of the 19th and 20th century that are relevant for the 21st century and the current movement. From Frederick Douglass, he pointed out, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Power conceives nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will.
Yeah!
And Malcolm X stated, we are not a minority that needs to beg. We are a majority that can demand. So keep demanding justice. And be strategic in your struggle. Thank you very much.
to relay to your representatives. Now, this time hopefully I'm correct. We will hear from Larry Greenwald. I'm sorry, Mark Greenwald. He's a little scrambled.